Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome to our webinar dedicated to all the features that we brought to Issuu over the past year. My name is Jana, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at Issuu, working with you, our customers. And we are here to help you, and we are here to listen. We use your feedback in order to improve our features, and together with other teams, be it the product team or engineering teams, we work on features that you are requesting and on improvements of the current features. I'm very excited today because we got a very high amount of registrations for this webinar, which is a significant sign that you are interested in things that we are implementing and that you want to be up to date and use the Issuu features to its full potential. If you have any questions, there is a Q&A option in the webinar window, so you are very welcome to ask, and I will do my best to answer them at the end of the webinar. In the first part of today's webinar, I will summarize the new features, and in the second part, I will go ahead and demo some of them. What are we going to cover? So we will be covering visual stories with a new editor, and I will tell you more about the templates and the new features that we recently came up with. And visual stories are tied with the InDesign Stories plugin, so I'm gonna tell you a bit more about that, because that's another feature that we released last year. I will briefly talk about the new article stories editor that we made some improvements to, and you might have heard about Issuu Story Cloud, and since all these features are a part of it, I will dedicate some time to this topic too. I will mention our Dropbox and Google Drive integration that we made in order to make your job easier. And in the end, I'm gonna mention what we are soon to be working on or soon releasing. So that will be a bit of a sneak peek into 2020. So let me start with visual stories. Until recently, until next year, it was only possible to publish your publication, share the link, put the publication on your website as an embed, so people can flip through the pages there, or use the shareable full screen reader link, which is basically a link that opens your publication in full screen, nice and easy. But with the visual stories, we now also make it possible to recreate your content into visual formats, and these formats can run as stories on Instagram and on Facebook. These are MP4 videos, so they can also be downloaded. And a great advantage is that once you create these visual stories on Issuu, they get an AMP link, which stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages. And the video can then be searchable online, and there is a very high chance to get ranked pretty high in search results, especially if you are searching on your phones. So how to create one, how to create a visual story. What you basically do is you combine the text and visuals from your publication in the visual stories editor on Issuu, and it is very easy to use, and I'm going to show you once I'm in the tool. Currently, there are 3 templates available: Voice, Inspire, and Engage. Voice is fast-paced and dynamic. It's good for products, for events, for news. Inspire, that offers big images, has a slower tempo. You can use this one, for example, for travel brochures, for lifestyle-related content, for real estate content that might be a better fit for this kind of publications, for this kind of images. And Engage, this is our newest style. It has been built for brands, so you can add your logo in here. And I'm gonna tell you a bit more about this particular one. We are now in beta testing of one feature called Issue Promote that is linked to the Engage template. And the Engage template follows Facebook ad guidelines, and we created it to work the best for for this feature. The idea behind IssuePromote is that you use your visual story as an ad, and you can create a campaign on Facebook and Instagram using this ad. And all this can be done in Issue interface. In here, you simply create the content of the ad, which is a visual story, and set up the promotion. All you need is a Facebook business page and ad account that you connect to Issue once you are setting up the campaigns. I will show you how that can be done. At the moment, we have publishers testing the Issue Promote out with a great success so far. So you are very welcome to join. Just send us an email or send me a note here in the Q&A or in the chat box that you're interested in, and I will explain how the feature works and what are the next steps. Regarding the Visual Stories editor, lately we also updated this one a bit. So now you can duplicate, delete, and reorder the pages. You can add up to 15 pages in one visual story, and you can now also move the text boxes and images. And all these improvements offer you more customization options when creating your visual stories, and we will be working a bit more on the editor in the upcoming months. So stay tuned, but go and try it out as it is now. Related to visual stories is our InDesign Stories plugin. If you use InDesign to create your publication, this plugin basically lets you take the images and text from it in order to create visual stories, and you do it directly from InDesign in a few clicks. So if you're an InDesign user, you can go to the InDesign extension section in Adobe Exchange, search for Issue Stories. It is a free plugin, it is a free extension, and you install it from there. I recommend you to check out our help center. We have an article explaining the installation step by step. And once you install Issue Visual Story extension to your InDesign, you will be able to find it under Window Extensions or under File, and it will say Issue Create a Story. So basically, when you have your publication opened in InDesign, you click on the extension, and from here you will select the style, one of these free templates, the pages, and then you will continue creating like you do on Issue. And once you are done with the visual story, you will be asked to connect it with your Issue account, and then the visual story will be stored under your account. Article Stories is not something new. We launched Article Stories back in 2018, but recently we worked on some improvements in the navigation, and there is a new UI. It is more spacious, and you have the ability now to save the content before you publish. I will show you that once I jump into the tool. Now maybe let me summarize the biggest advantages of Article Stories. So imagine that you upload a publication and you want to share it on your social media, be it Facebook or Pinterest or Twitter. And until recently, you only had one link to share. It was the link to the publication, and the readers who clicked on the link, and we are talking mostly about mobile users now, open the publication as a full page on their phones. And we realized this is not the optimal situation. Because reading a full spread on a mobile screen is not the best user experience. And also the publishers were asking for more mobile optimized reading experience. And that is why we introduced Article Stories. So Article Stories are not great just because of the user experience, but also for your marketing strategy, because now you can create as many article stories as you want from one publication. So instead of one post, which was a link to your publication, you can now feed your editorial calendar with as many articles as you create. If you've never seen a issue article story, the image on this slide will give you the idea. So article stories are a great tool to highlight what lies behind the cover page of your publication. You basically create the article stories in your article stories editor and then share the link to your social media. You can create as many as you want, and if you follow Issue And if you use issue stories hashtag, our editorial team can find this content and they can feature you on our channels. Just for your information, we can push the stories to Apple News, where we have more than 1.5 million reads at the moment. Another thing that I would like to share with you that these days we are releasing an incredibly powerful feature. It's called article stories detection. And this is something brand new. And it basically means that if there is a table of content in your publication, our system can now auto-detect these segments that you referred to in the table of content. And the system considers them as articles, and it prepares them for you to review the articles, to edit them if they needed some edits, and to publish them. Again, it should make your job easier. So I will also show you that once I'm on Issuu. And here we are with Issuu Story Cloud. Our Story Cloud is not a cloud in the traditional sense of a cloud storage. It is rather a combination of our tools related to stories feature and a place where you can have all the assets that you create from the publication, and you have it stored on one place. You might have seen our motto somewhere on the blog or on the Issuu website. It is publish once, share everywhere, and that is what the Issuu Story Cloud is for. So the publication is live on Issuu. You have the code to embed it on your website. You have the shareable full screen reader link. These two are available on our paid plans. And you can, for example, also download a GIF, which is a video that you can use for promotion. And you can also go and create stories. And we think that behind and inside every publication, there is a story to be told. And now you can use different formats to share these stories. You can use the visual stories to share on Instagram and Facebook stories, or you can go and create article stories for your publication and use these as posts in other social media feeds. On this slide, you can also see these three formats. So there is the publication in full screen, there is a visual story, and there is article story. And I think it gives you the idea of what our goal is. So no matter of the device, no matter the channel, we want to enable you, our publishers, to share the content everywhere. To simplify the user journey, we also introduced our Dropbox and Google Drive integration. I was actually talking to many publishers once we made this feature live, and many of them haven't even realized that this is something new on Issuu. They thought it has always been there. This feature lets you keep your PDFs on your shared drive. So if you are working among a team, you do not necessarily have to upload it on your computer before going on Issuu and publishing it here. You can just select either Dropbox or Google Drive, and the only thing you need is to be logged to your Dropbox or Google, and you can easily upload from there. Let me now jump into Issuu to demo some of the things that I just talked about. So let me use this demo publication of mine. I would like to show you how to create visual stories. You can either go inside the publication like I did before, or you can click on one of these icons. In here, you will be asked to select the pages to be used in your visual story. So let's use some of these. It's always a good idea to add some text if there is something that you also want to use in the text boxes. And you click on create a visual story. I would also like to show you the new improvements that we've done in the editor. where you can now copy the pages, reorder them, delete the pages, move the text boxes, and move the images. There is also the ability to add some more images from your computer if you are not satisfied with those that are on the pages. So there's also an option to add JPEG images. So here under style, you can select either voice, inspire, or engage. Let me use engage because I would also like to show you the issue promote feature. If you go under assets, we pull the images, we pull the text. So in here, you can just select how you like the visual story to look like. In here, so this is engage template where you can use your logo. Let me go and upload our issue logo from here. Maybe let me upload some more images. And you can just easily take the logo and drag it on the placement here. You can rewrite the text boxes. You can also move them. You can move the logo around, like the images. And once you are happy, you can go here under settings. You can edit the title. You can edit the description. And under preview, you can see how the publication will look like on the mobile screen. If you are not happy, for example, with the order, you can again go into the editor and you can change the order of the pages. You can copy the pages. You can add up to 15 of them. You can also delete the pages. Let me go to one that I've already created in advance. If you go under settings, it is important to have some description there because this will help you with the SEO. And you can go and you can create your story once you are happy how it looks. You will be able to share it on Facebook. You will be able to share it on Instagram, on Twitter. You can also share it as a AMP link via your email. You can download it as a video, as MP4 video, or you can also use the AMP link. You go and share. So here you can see you can use the AMP link. So now the visual story is online, it is live, it's searchable because we index it, and here you can share it across different channels. For Instagram, you would need to use this QR code in order to get it to your phone. If you can also just like download it and to get it to your phone and then upload it on Instagram as a story, or you can share it on Facebook. Another thing that I already mentioned is Issue Promote, which is the ability to use visual story as ads and run campaigns on Facebook or on Instagram. If you want to try this out, let us know and I will give you our internal license so you can test it out. Basically, how it works is that you select the visual story that you want to run the ad from, and you click promote. This is something that you cannot see yourself, because the feature is still in beta, and once you get here, you just need to connect it to your Facebook business page. You can also run the ad on Instagram as well as Facebook. And here under audience, you just select the location. So let's say San Francisco. You select the age, you select the gender, interests, be it books. You can add as many as you want. This is promotion title that is for you. And here under traffic, you just select the call to action button, which can be learn more, and you can send people to any URL that you can come up with. It can be your own website. It can be a URL link to some event that you want people to sign up for. And down here, you just set up the daily budget. You can set it up really low. It can be a price of a coffee for a 7 days campaign. And then you just go and you click on Promote Story. Once you go and click Promote Story, it will be sent to Facebook for a review, and then it will be up and running if there's no problem with the ad for Facebook. So what we do here is we make it really simple for the publishers to run ads on Facebook and Instagram, and you do not need to create your own ad. The ad will be created from Visual Stories. So as you saw, you can basically create the visual story in 5-10 minutes, and you can also set up the campaign in another 5 minutes, and then it is up and running. And as I told you, we have really great results with Issue Promote. So if you are interested in testing out this feature and sharing some feedback with us, we would be more than happy. Let me go back to my demo publication. We covered article stories. So currently we changed the layout a bit because of another feature that I will talk a bit more about because of that article stories detection. So now you can go and create article stories up here. I've already created a few. So let me just show you, because the newest improvements are made in the editor. So let's go to Article Stories editor. Let me edit the article story. So you probably know this page. So basically on the left side, it is the pages that you selected in the step before, and on the right side you can edit how you want the article story to look like. It is more spacious. Also under preview you can see a bit more, a bit better how the article story will look on the phone. And another thing that we edit is that you can go back and you can select more pages if you, for example, if you are missing some more images and or text, and you can go back to editor, and these will be edited there. So for example, I like this image of the balloons, and you can just like simply go and edit there. You can again move up and down all the segments, and you can change the font. And here under settings, you can change the title. You can change the title up here as well. Creating issue publications. You can see that it got edited up here as well. And then if you go under preview, you can see how the article story will look like. You can go and you can click save. That's another thing that we made possible now. You do not necessarily have to publish it, but you can just go and click save. if you want to work a bit more on the article story, or if you are just unsure if you want to publish it. And if you go back, you can see all the article stories that you created up here. You can also check the preview in this phone, how it's gonna look like. And that is basically what is new with article stories. I mentioned Issuu Story Cloud. So now you can see we are under Publication Home, and it has all the powerful tools. You can use all the old tools that we always had on Issuu. You can embed it on your website. You can use the full screen sharing, and you can also go and edit them, and you can share them from here. So if I want to share these articles, I can just go and they are not published. So let me publish them. I can go and share them from here. If I want to share my visual story, I can easily just go and click on this icon under share. You can also view it live, how it looks like in this AMP link. So when someone finishes watching this video, they will land on this page where they can see the description of the visual story, and they can also go and tweet the publication on your in this link. One of the other things that I mentioned in the first part of today's webinar was article stories detection that we launched this week. If your publication has a table of content, we now make it possible for you to see the article stories. So you can see that this publication, it has a table of content in here. And what we now do is that we basically take the articles that are related to the table of content, and we let the publishers go and review them. So you can see we detected 17 article stories. So now the publisher can just like simply go review them. If they like them, they can use this checkbox and publish them together with the publication. If they want to do some edits, you can just simply go into the editor and change it a bit. Save it. And then you can publish them together with the article. This is something that can be very useful for the publishers who do have a table of content. I think that time is one thing that we want you to save. So this is something that can help you a lot, and it can basically also let's take 17 article stories. It can feed your editorial for the upcoming month or two. So this is another thing how we want to make the job of the publishers easier. The last thing that I want to just briefly show you is the Google and Dropbox integration. So now when you are uploading your content, it's not only the device that you are on, but you can also upload the content from Dropbox and from Google Drive. You just need to be logged in. All right, thank you for following the demo. I would just like to share some news with you now. Let me briefly share what we are working or about to work on in the upcoming months. So we will be revamping our statistics, and I can reveal that part of it will be statistics of the stories performance. Another thing that we are working on is Issue Promote. As I already mentioned, this feature is currently in beta. So we have a handful of publishers testing it out with great success, and you are very welcome to join us. So let me know in this Q&A panel or send me an email, and I will explain the next steps. We will be also working on some article stories and visual stories in improvements. And InDesign extension, if you are using Issuu as well as InDesign, let us know what you like and or what you are missing. We would love to hear from you. We will also be improving mobile apps experience. If you don't have an Issuu app, go and get it. It is free. It is not only for you to read on, but you also have access to your publications. In there, you have access to your statistics. You can also share your publications from there as well. And you can also create visual stories from mobile apps. So go ahead and get Issuu app. It's available both on iOS and Android. And if you want to join some of our testing, I would like to invite you to beta testing of especially these features. So it is Issue Promote. If you want to start Facebook or Instagram campaigns with your visual stories, let us know. If you want to help us out with some article stories improvements, we will be working on that in the upcoming weeks and months. And also with the Issuu mobile app, we will be doing some improvements on that because we want to keep everything editable from both the app and desktop. So if you are interested in beta testing, we are very happy. We are building these features for you to make your job easier, and we want to hear from you. The beta program is mostly built around interviews between the product team and you, the beta participants. And when we have something ready, we share it with you. It can be, for example, a prototype that you can test. And we are very interested we just want to hear your feedback. What you think about the features that we are working on, if there is some wish list, if you have some requests. We just want to hear what your use case is. So again, if you would like to be part of it, especially of these three, let me know. Let me jump to Q&A. Let me just see some of the questions that you asked. I have a question here. Is making stories free? Yes, it is absolutely free. You do not need to be on any paid plan. Yeah, basically there is no requirement. You can just go and easily create the stories, both visual stories as well as article stories, and you can share them, and then you will be able to see them under your publication home. So this is a free feature. I have a question from Kieran. Can I join more beta testing? Are there some requirements? So yes, you are very welcome to let us know which features you're interested in beta testing. There are some requirements based on the product that we work on. So for example, to join our visual stories beta testing, you should be a publisher who has images in the publications, or if you want to join our InDesign extension, then you would probably need to be using InDesign. So like these basic requirements, but you do not need, for example, to be on any paid plan. It's basically for any publisher that is on Issuu who is interested in our product. I have a question from Viv here. You used to run workshops on stories. Where can I sign up? So yes, you are right. We did host these workshops in 2019, and we are going to continue in 2020. Again, these workshops will start in February, and you should see the invitation on your publisher homepage. Or again, if you send me an email, or if you send me a note here in the chat box, I will make sure to let especially you know about these workshops. They used to run once a week, both in the US time zone as well as in European time zone. So you will be able to join one of these depending on where you are based. Let me see some more questions. Can we upload different pictures from our own PC or computer on the Visual Stories? Yes, you can. Let me go there into that into the Visual Stories editor. You can do that. There is this plus icon. Go back. There is this plus icon, and you can basically just go and you can see it up here. You can go and upload more images. At the moment, it is only JPEG. So you can go and you can add more images like this koala from your own computer. Yes. So yes, that is possible. Let me see some more. We have plenty. If I don't answer your question right now, I will send it to your email address. Can I use video? I think this is related to Visual Stories. So not at the moment, but it is something that we are working on, and it should be available hopefully in the upcoming weeks. So I know that the team is working on it now. All right. So I think we are done. I can see there are more questions, but we are running out of time. I will answer these over email. Thank you again for joining us today. We will be having more webinars in the upcoming months, especially one that will be covering statistics, because we are doing some improvements to this feature. We will be having this webinar, I think, in the second part of February. So yeah, you are again very welcome to join this one. Thank you again, and thank you for publishing on Issuu. And have a great day. Bye.